You want all this pimping you can't afford. Perform like a punk, but wanna win his reward. Some suckers give you points, but bitch, you never scored. If you ain't paying pimping, then bitch, you getting ignored. Okay, I'm so sick of these.
And now that dude got a child running around, but he's not active. He's technically the dad or whatever, but he not being a father to that child. And he might hang out with him sometimes, but he not really being a father to that child. You know what I mean? He not teaching that young child. He not there for that child's first steps or his first words. He not there for the kid's first day of school. He not teaching them how to ride a bike, or if it's a little girl, you know what I mean, helping her, how to jump rope, or learn how to ride skates or rollerblades, or you know what I mean, teaching them how to shoot a basketball or throw a football. Like, that's what the pimping is. You know what I mean? Pimping is hands-on, active with hoes. You know what I mean? Guiding them in the right direction, bringing the best out of them. But you got a lot of deadbeat motherfuckers in the game that's calling themselves pimps. So when you have all these deadbeat motherfuckers in the game, you have a lot of pimpless hoes. And when you got pimpless hoes, they just gonna jump on whatever look good. You know what I mean? They don't have no pimping in their life that look better than the clout on Instagram. You know what I mean? They don't have no pimping in their life that look better than, this trick, this offering to take care of them. They don't have no pimping in their life that look better than the dope man that's going to get his bitch free drugs and dick. And, they just moving and rocking like that. It's not enough pimping in these bitches' faces that look like the best thing going. It's a whole lot of shit around right now that look better than the pimping to these hoes. That's just the truth. I'm some pimping like a motherfucker, but even I gotta acknowledge that. That's just the truth. The pimp community as a whole does not look good to these bitches, and it definitely ain't the best looking thing to these hoes. See, at one point in time, it was. At one point in time, that's why hoes was in love with pimping. That's why hoes fucked with pimping and liked pimping and had to have some pimping in their life, because at one point in time, the pimping was the best looking thing to a hoe. It was a lot of motherfuckers really doing some pimping, and that was the best looking thing to a hoe. But times have changed. And it's sad because most motherfuckers in the game ain't even pimping like motherfuckers was back in the days. But the fact of the matter is that even that back in the days pimping has to be outdone. That shit got to be left in the dust. We got to blow past that so-called. Like, right now is a time where your pimping got to be phenomenal in order to look like the best thing going. Because there's so much shit that look good to these bitches. Your pimping got to be phenomenal. It can't just be good. It can't just be nice. Your pimping got to be phenomenal in today's times to look like the best thing going to a hoe. And the way that that's going to happen is you got to invest in yourself. And see, like I say, the status quo got to be raised. The envelope got to be pushed, because that's the only way it's going to happen. It's going to take certain motherfuckers in the game to elevate their pimping to such a level that other motherfuckers in the game is just compelled. Like, it got to be competitive again. And it's more than just having some jewelry. It's more than just saying some slick words. It's more than just having a nice car and, a nice house and all that shit. It's about being an asset to that hoe, because that shit look good for you. You know what I mean? You like that shit. And certain hoes, they might look at it and think it's cool, but that's not going to provoke a hoe to action. That's not going to be a call to action for a hoe. The call to action for a hoe is going to be your why. Why are you doing this? You know what I mean? And she has to understand that while you're doing this, has something to do with her benefit. I'm telling you, man, your pimping got to be phenomenal right now in order to look like the best thing to a hoe. It's too much other shit that look better to the hoe than your pimping. You know what I mean? So like I said, all the material things and you count money and all that shit and having jewelry and all that, that's cool. But you the only motherfucker that like that. You and other motherfuckers like you. If you pay attention, if you go look at your likes right now, anybody that be, flossing and doing their thing, the majority of motherfuckers this into that shit is other motherfuckers like you. If you go look at your likes, it's going to be other motherfuckers like you that's into that shit. You know what I mean? And even if you are the best looking thing to a hoe, it's still going to be a lot of niggas that like on your shit, and there ain't nothing wrong with that, but it has to be a higher percentage of hoes liking on your pimping. And like I said, the way that that's going to happen is when motherfuckers understand they why. When motherfuckers know why they doing this shit, and you're able to communicate your why in everything that you do. See, you have to communicate to these hoes that it's going to be beneficial to fuck with you. See, because, anybody can have a nice looking situation, but your nice looking situation don't necessarily make a hoe feel like that's going to benefit her. And it's common. Rappers got nice looking situations. Athletes got nice looking situations. Actors got nice looking situations. But the one thing that you got in common with all them other motherfuckers that got nice looking situations is the hoe don't know which one of y'all is going to be the most beneficial for her to fuck with. That's why bitches go fuck with tricks. Because these tricks, it's just a fact. The trick right now is better at communicating to the hoe that it's going to benefit her to fuck with him than the pimping is. The trick got us beat like that right now. I'll say it again for a motherfucker who didn't understand what I said. Right now, the trick is better at communicating to the hoe that it's going to benefit her to fuck with him than the pimping is. You dig? Because a trick ain't got to floss all that shit. You know what I mean? A trick ain't got to have a whole bunch of jewelry. A trick ain't got to have a nice car and a nice house and all that type of shit. But the bitch still gonna choose the trick over you, your jewelry, your money, your designer clothes, your nice house. The bitch is gonna choose the trick over all of that shit. And he might be driving a motherfucking 20-year-old bucket and living in a little matchbox apartment. But the bitch gonna choose the trick over you. Why is that? Because one way or another, that trick is communicating to the bitch that it's going to benefit her to fuck with him. That's why you got so many tricks in relationships with hoes. That's why you got so many hoes having babies by tricks. That's why you got so many hoes marrying tricks. Because the trick is better at communicating to the bitch that it's going to benefit her to fuck with him than the pimping is. The pimping just know how to show the bitch that he got some money. But that's what tricks do. But when is the pimping going to communicate to the bitch that it's going to benefit her to fuck with him, though? Not just by what he say, because anybody could say it, yeah, bitch, if you fuck with me, it's going to be good for you like this and it's going to be good for you like that. But when is it just going to be obvious by the way that you conduct yourself, by the way that you campaign? When is your campaign just going to speak for you in such a way that a bitch know that she got to have you in her life if she want to be her absolute best? When is your campaign just going to speak for your pimping in such a way where a bitch just feel like, I have to get with this man? When is your campaign going to speak for your pimping in such a way where a bitch be like, 20,000, that's it? That's all I got to come up with in order to have action at this man? Let me go run up that 20,000 like ASAP. I need that like yesterday. I need his pimping in my life. That's the way it's supposed to be, man. That's the way the pimping is supposed to be. Like I said, your pimping got to be phenomenal. whatever you think you're doing right now, you need to go back to the drawing board, man. And figure out how you gonna make your pimping phenomenal.
But you want all this pimping you can't afford. Perform like a punk, but want a winner's reward. Some suckers give you points, but bitch, you never scored. If you ain't paying pimping, then bitch, you getting ignored. Okay.